I'm here in Washington, D.C. for NAREIT's Washington Leadership Forum. Joining me is Don Wood, NAREIT Chair and the President and CEO of Federal Realty Investment Trust. So Don, REITs have gotten off to a great start this year. They've continued the momentum they built up last year. But amidst all the kind of broader economic and market concerns that exist, do you think that there still exists some skepticism about this run that REITs are on?
Well, it's a good question, Matt, and you know, I think when you ask it, you really have to break out, you know, who you're talking about. So when you say investment community and you talk about the investment community, there's a lot of different pieces of the investment community. I absolutely think that we've not hit our stride yet, to tell you the truth, when it comes to actually in segments of both defined benefit and defined contribution world in terms of their investment strategy. I also think, you know, while we've made immense strides over the years on the retail shareholder base, we haven't really done as well as we can making our case. And when you look back at not only you know, 10 or 20 years, but particularly what's happened over the last 5 in a really tough economy, REITs have been amazingly strong. It shows how they can handle the bad times as, and in my view, they're poised for a recovery. We are clearly seeing a recovery right now. Now it's about you know, being able to perform and showing the world in a broader way.
And as I mentioned, we're here in Washington this week. Obviously, there's a number of key policy issues that the industry is looking to get accomplished. But given that this is an election year, does that make it more difficult to see progress made?
Well, you know, listen, it is, as you know, Washington is its own animal. I think it's always tough to make your voice heard and consistently heard, and I think that's frankly what NAREIT does extremely well. Now, this year has some unpredictables in it that maybe are even higher than unpredictables usually are. But I wouldn't count this year out just yet. I really do think that that with a recovering economy going on here, with the public's absolute abhorrence of the ability for Congress to get anything done, that there may be a surprise or two coming this year. So, you know, conventional wisdom certainly is that nothing's going to happen until after the election. I'm not so sure about that yet. Let's play this out throughout the spring and into the summer.
And is there any key issues that policy related that you're kind of looking to keep moving forward? Well,
there certainly are a number of things. Obviously, you know, in my work life, I run a retail REIT, and so e-fairness is a big deal for me, particularly when you're talking about you know, a situation where tax revenues, which are already on the books or already allowed to be collected, just aren't being, it's a real important issue. As well as investment, no question about it, foreign investment in the United States, and we've been working on the FIRPTA issue for a long time. I think we're making some progress this year, though.
And Don, lastly, we talked about the recovery that we're seeing in the market, but you know, anytime that there's a recovery, there's always concern of sliding backwards. Well, what do you see as kind of the biggest issue or threat to that recovery?
You know, it's the unpredictability of the big macro issues. You know, there very well may be some things that roll through this year, whether it is you know, Europe related in terms of the fiscal crisis there, or you know, while we clearly are in a recovery, at least clear from my point of view, I think it's a very fragile recovery. And so things like higher gas prices, things like lower consumer sales and stuff like that gets reported does have a disproportionate impact on, you know, on a fragile recovery as opposed to a time when things are really solid and there's solid footing underneath us.
Don, thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be here.
For more on this and other REIT news and analysis, be sure to visit REIT.com.